Hi guys, and welcome to the Friday Live thing with me, Mark Thompson, and Tim, who had to cut off then. He was mid-sentence when we went live. Morning, Tim.
Morning, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Okay,
I'm
what's
surprised,
happened this week?
I'm surprised you haven't asked me about my T-shirt yet.
I'm not allowed to ask about Flight Club. You don't talk about Flight Club, mate.
First rule
The
of
first
Fight
rule.
Club. Yeah.
Right, Tim, has anything interesting happened this week?
Oh my God. Yes
What
and
were we
no.
talking about 5 minutes ago? I'm trying to tee you up here.
Which bit to do with my business or to
Yeah,
do
mate,
with?
do your business.
Oh yeah. Well, Christ. Yeah, it's one of those things when things come together all at the same time. You go, as in an idea comes to mind, and an opportunity, and also solves a bunch of problems, and all comes together all at the same time. Suddenly you go, oh my God, we've done a huge amount in literally like a week. Basically, a lot of people know that I have an office which we run Lean Greens out of. Not this office. This is the home office. We have an office in a local sort of industrial park, business park thing, and we got offered a larger unit, a larger office building, or part of the same building, but larger office, which we've said yes to. So we've got a new office, which is going to be 2.5 times the size of what we've got at the moment. We're changing a bunch of stuff. We're hiring our member of staff that we've had as part-time for the last couple of months. We're bringing them on full-time. We're bringing support back in-house. We're bringing fulfillment on in-house, so we can control the experience people are having. So loads of stuff basically, and then we're moving literally next Friday. So it's next Friday, the November the 1st.
No. So we won't have a live show next week, will we?
No, sorry.
Oh, no, listen, I might get Dave on. I might do a Dave show. That's really interesting. So basically, you're taking back control.
Well, yes and no. Well, take back control. Get Brexit done. Fuck off. It's one of those things. We've been talking. Myself and my wife Sam. We run the business together. We've been talking about where do we move forward? How do we improve what we do? How can we maximize the assets that we've got, but also improve the delivery and the service? It's one of the challenges that we have is like our shipping sucks, and we know it sucks, and it's one of those pain points, and we know we need to improve the quality of that, the expectation from our customers that they want to get their stuff quickly. And at the moment, Royal Mail is basically being crap. So we were looking already at changing the shipping companies that we use, and making wholesale changes to that. And we were starting to get from the fulfillment company that we have been using. They do a great job, but they do just the job that they need to do and nothing more. And we wanted to make the unboxing experience better. So we've been designing new boxes. We wanted to put inserts in the box, which then creates a logistical problem with our fulfillment company, and so on and so forth. So there's so many different bits and reasons why we wanted to bring stuff back in. Plus, things like we've outsourced things like support before, for the last 12 months. But it's kind of like they can only do so much of the support, so we're still doing some of the support anyway. And it was just like, well, you know what? We have a staff member who really, really is switched on. Let's just get them to do all of it. And they can do all of the support calls literally in half an hour, first thing in the morning, and then it's done. Rather than having to outsource it to somebody else who then pays, gets charged quite a lot for it. It charges us quite a lot for that particular job. I don't mind paying people and outsource to do things. It's just a case of we wanted to sort of take back control a little bit, and there's a long game behind this as well about how we structure our business and the brand and the way it goes forward from that as well. But I'll come on to that maybe another time. That's a longer discussion.
If we ever go ahead and build or create our physical newsletter, we've now got a fulfillment center where we can send it out from.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, and it's one of the reasons why we were looking at, say, a fulfillment company, and we were going, okay, well, we could find a different fulfillment company to do the thing we want. We could start our own fulfillment company, or we could bring it back in house and do all of our fulfillment ourselves. The stepping stone is for us to start doing the fulfillment ourselves, and then, which is going to be a bit of a ball ache, to be honest with you. But then how about we just start our own fulfillment company? So just have, Lean Greens here and a fulfillment company there. The fulfillment company charges Lean Greens, the brand business, like for the services of the fulfillment company, and away you go. And it means that we can then offer that service to other e-commerce businesses. And okay, maybe the business is essentially a e-commerce services business. So we provide services of not just fulfillment, but we provide support. We provide social media like work and management, content distribution, blah, 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 blah. So you go, okay, all of a sudden we've just created this whole idea of like an e-commerce services business, which serves Lean Greens. And that then becomes quite an interesting thing. We separate out the two so that if we do decide to sell Lean Greens at some point in the future, we are essentially, we're selling the brand, but not all of the wonderful assets that we've created and spent an awful lot of time and effort and money in developing. We don't need to sell that. We can keep hold of that bit, which is quite interesting. So yeah, that's the kind of a hint at the long-term goal of this, but we'll see. We'll see where it works. We'll see where it goes.
Okay, to turn that into a tip, be flexible. Take opportunities when they come up.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're flexible, but also opening your mind to why does everything need to sit under one business? Where if you've got different tasks and different cost centers in your business, things that cost you money, can you turn that into an asset? Could you create something that becomes an asset? It is an asset producer or an asset, a money generating asset. So like, fulfillment has always been a cost to us. So why not try and create it into a money generating asset instead? Social media management, it's a cost. Okay, how can we create that, make that into a money generating asset? So it's an interesting discussion, but you separate it away from the main business, the Lean Greens brand, and let Lean Greens brand do its thing, but we just say build between the two and away you go. It's all good fun. Anyway, it's just opening your mind to different ways of structuring a business, which kind of comes off the back of a lot of the sort of things that we were exposed to a couple of weeks ago when we did an event in London. It's like, okay, how can we think about the structure of what we're doing differently, which is kind of cool.
Cool. Anyway, welcome to everyone who's listening.
Yes,
Mark, Donald, Dave, Ian's probably in there somewhere.
Yeah, right. Usual suspects.
What we're going to do is we're going to finish the 50 top tips. It's actually about 53, isn't it?
Yeah, it worked out to that. Yeah.
Right. So, first one today. Understand your key metrics.
I left this one out. Like I missed this one out the other day last week on purpose because it is quite a big subject, but I don't want to go too deep into it. So basically, the tip is understanding your key metrics and track what you want to grow. For me, that's probably one of the most important parts of this tip. For me personally, for my business, this is number of new customers, number of repeat customers, average order value, lifetime value, cost per acquisition, target ROAS, so return on ad spend, and the number of subscriptions. And for me, those are my kind of core metrics. They show me that my business is progressing, is growing, is moving forward, and that we're on target and we're not spending too much money to acquire a customer and stuff like that. If you're doing any advertising of any description, you need to know lifetime value, average lifetime value of your customers, and what your target return on ad spend is. You need to know what your cost per acquisition is. Can you go a bit quicker this week? Yeah, we'll try, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll do it at time and a half speed.
Yeah. So basically, like those are the key metrics, and we've done whole like live webinar things on metrics before, but for me, if you're still looking at any business, it's like cost per acquisition, your target cost per acquisition, lifetime value, and average order value. Those really are the key bits. The other ones are kind of more specific to my business. But yeah, you've got to understand your key metrics and most importantly, track what you want to grow. If you track it, it's much more likely to get bigger. So yeah, there you go. That's one tip.
It doesn't need to be difficult to track this. A simple spreadsheet, fill it out once a week, every Friday, fill it out, and you'll see how it's going. Even do it once a month, but just do it. Work out 3 or 4 things you want to track and just do it every month or every week.
Absolutely. So next tip, focus on selling one core product. This is Mark going la 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 la. I'm not listening to you. To be honest with you, within my e-commerce business, I have 6 SKUs, and we have bundles and mixtures and packages and all that kind of stuff. But we still focus on one. Okay, so we focus on lean greens as being the central core product. That's my hero product, if you like. That's the thing I default to in all of my emails, or default to in all my ad campaigns. It's the one thing. It's the driving force behind the business. And whilst I'm never a big fan of like the worst, it's that whole idea of the worst number in business is one. Yes, we have other products as well, but ultimately, you got to focus on one. You can really only focus on one thing at a time. Try not to get yourself too muddled up in the internet marketing space. Mark knows this more than anybody. He's created so many damn products over the years, gets himself in a complete muddle, and there's a meltdown and goes, fuck it, I'm just going to kill everything except for like 2 or 3 products. But if you think about Mark's, the business that Mark and I have together with Serious Marketers Only, we focus on trying to get people into Serious Marketers Only. That's the point behind doing these live things and stuff like that. So it's very much about focusing on that one core thing.
While we're on that, join smo.com/free. We'll get you in there. Yesterday we had a post made from Sally. Well done, Sally. She copied something that I put up as a featured post, which was basically launch jacking, and she just literally did 3 videos, right? And she actually messaged me last week and went, I'm so self-conscious. I think these are shit. And I went, they're actually okay. Just do them. And she made a lot of sales. She got on a leaderboard of a product launch. Just from following simple. There's 3 videos there. They're all linked to from one article. Just go in there. It's free. Look at the featured. If you just did one thing, go in there, introduce yourself, say hi to us, then go through the featured articles. You have enough stuff in those featured articles to build yourself a marketing business without buying anything. That's how generous we are. Join /free. And then when you've made your money, come and join the pro group and we'll take you to the next level. See, look, earthquake there, earth shattering.
Great. Right. Yeah, in Scotland. Okay, next one. Next tip I've got in here is to do with, it's very e-commerce specific, but it's actually in relation to pretty much any business. But for e-commerce, cash flow is everything. Without it, you will get stuck and then die. Learned this almost the hard way on many occasions. Ultimately, if you don't understand, it comes back to that first one about the metrics, the key metrics and what you need to grow. But you really need to get your head around cash flow. I spoke about one particular book last week called Profit First. Okay, get that book, read it, take action on it, most importantly, and that will help massively with your cash flow. You'll have to make some very drastic decisions about how you allocate money and move that money around, but it will set you free if you're able to suddenly go, okay, well, actually, I can see that this cash, is coming in. One of the weird things is that ultimately cash flow is an odd thing, because you end up, cash flow is an odd thing. It's like a funny thing happens when you stop marketing, cash stops coming in. People stop spending money with you, which then means cash flow starts getting tight. So it's kind of a bit of a chicken and egg, never-ending circle of, spending money to acquire customers, to ultimately profit from them, to have more cash flow, to then spend more money to acquire customers, and how quickly you're able to turn around a new customer or a prospect to become a paying customer and a profitable customer. It means how quickly you can grow and escalate your business. If you're struggling with cash flow, it's probably because either you're spending too much money on the front end or you're not earning enough money on the back end. And those are the 2 little things, the balancing on each side of the seesaw. That's the thing that you've got to balance at all times. Probably my best tip I can ever have for anybody running a business.
Good one. Right, where are we? Where are we? Okay. This is an interesting one because I don't know what you mean. So I'm going to read it out.
Okay, go on.
Go deeper than the first level of problem identification. Your ads and copy gets better the deeper you get into the why.
Okay. So the whole principle, the whole idea of this is in English. You could this comes down to market sophistication. If you've read any of the stuff to do with can't remember the guy's name now. Basic can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, basically the idea is that say for example the first weight loss product that came out ever was the marketing for it was lose weight, and then everybody else started going, well, we can show you how to lose weight. We'll show you how to. My product helps you with losing weight and lose weight and lose weight and lose weight. Okay, so then the next level deeper is like, people start talking about lose weight with my, clever XYZ system. So it becomes more sophisticated, market sophistication. So your, identification, lose weight with the paleo diet. Okay, and then everybody else starts talking about their own market sophistication and their own, and it all becomes a bit of a recurring theme of like lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. If you go deeper than just the sentence about losing weight, stop talking about like that cursory level problem that somebody has. Okay, what is the reason why someone wants to lose weight? Okay, go deeper psychologically into the brain of the person who wants to lose weight. Oh, do they feel like they just need to feel like they need to be healthier? Okay, well, that's the next level down, or the next level deeper. Okay, why do they want to feel healthier? Well, actually, they worry about like being ill all the time and not being able to go to work, or not having being able to do the work that they should do to feed their family. Okay, that goes a bit deeper. Okay, why do they want to feed their family and all that kind of stuff? And it's a basic survival. So it's just about take your marketing to a much deeper level, like psychologically, and your copy gets instantly a lot better if you start talking about the deep-seated reasons why somebody wants to lose weight, rather than just going lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, make more money, make six figures. Why do you want to make six figures? Go deeper. It's like, well, actually, I just want to support my family, or I want to. I actually have this desire that I want to, help support, a particular charity. You think of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They literally, the reason why they've got all that money is to help other people. That's their deep-seated reasons why. That's why they created these massive companies that make ridiculous amounts of money, and that's why they continue to invest, is so that they can continue to make more and more money to help more people. That's their reason why. That's going deeper. So, when you're talking about like, you can talk about money, you can talk about like, attraction to the opposite sex, you can talk about like, health, losing fat, all that kind of stuff. But that's too cursory. You need to go deep into the reasons why, and say your copy, your ads get a lot stronger, a lot more reactive if you do that. So, give you an example, and this is actually from Mark, who created this. He unwittingly created a testimonial for us for Lean Greens about 4 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago. And the testimonial, Mark doesn't even know this. Mark created a testimonial. It says something along the lines of, before I say anything else, I hate vegetables. Okay, I'd rather eat a camel herder's flip-flop than eat broccoli. Okay, now for copy-wise, that phrase, I hate vegetables, is much, much stronger, much deeper than like, oh, do you not eat your 5 a day? Not eating your 5 a day. It's like, whoopie-doo, not really deep enough. But if you can get more visceral, more like, to the heart of the matter, is like, I just hate vegetables. They make me puke. I've never liked vegetables. That's much, much deeper. It's better copy, and it speaks to people on a different level to just, get more vegetable nutrients in your diet every day. Whoopie fucking do. I hate vegetables is much, much stronger. Make sense?
Didn't know I was a genius.
will, to be honest with you, the copy that for that particular testimonial is the lead. It's the lead copy right now for pretty much all of my successful ad campaigns.
How good am I?
Well, no, you did it purely by accident, Mark. But at the same time, at the same
You give away all
time,
my secrets now, mate. It's all a fluke.
but it came from the heart. It was genuine because Mark doesn't like vegetables. I've seen him like pick a tomato out of a freaking burger, for Christ's sake. It's like,
No,
get rid of that.
There will never ever be a tomato in a burger that I had.
He was like, do not put that green muck in my burger.
Nothing red or green in it, please.
Yeah, dear. So that's what I mean by go deeper than the first level of problem identification. Go deeper in terms of the reasons why somebody would want to maybe seek a solution and use your solution. Okay, next one. This is a go on. This one's very much comes from our good friend Peter Spapen. Understand your ideal customer, aka the pop, better than anyone else. Their language, their buying habits, the sites they read, the TV shows they watch, the news they read, the influence from family and friends. Go for it, Mark.
No, that's really just about it. You just got to understand your customer. You've got to know who your customer is.
As if you know, here's an interesting thing. If you know your customer better than anybody else in your industry, you win. Simple as that. If you've got a more clear idea of the words that they use, the things that they react to, the stuff that they buy already, the things that they read, the TV programs, the news channels, the friends and family, what are they saying, all this. If you understand all of that, your copy gets better, your ads improve, the sales pitch and the actual product that you've got to sell gets better because you understand who you're actually trying to sell to better than anybody else.
Yeah. Right. Next one. This is something I'm passionate about.
Go for it.
Buy software with support and a clear development roadmap. Stay away from Warrior Forum push button software. Right. Buy your software from software developers. Do not buy your software from marketers. Okay, I cannot stress this more. There are people on the Warrior Forum. If you go to the JV Zoo or whatever these JV lists, right? You will see people saying we've got this software coming out next week. Here's all the other software we've done. And you look back and it's never been developed. So they do a bit of software, they launch it, they leave it. Okay, software developers have a vested interest in their software. Marketers have a vested interest in selling their software. There's a huge difference. And honestly, I hate it. And we always get in either the SMO group or the free group, we get people come in and say, I've seen this advert, what do you think? And without even looking at it, all I need to do is look at how the first headline and the type of sales page. And I immediately know that, look, stay away from it. Why spend $47 on the front end and then $97 on an upsell and then $197 on an up? And you can see, just go to JV. Hang on a second. Yes.
Well, actually, no, I would disagree with that.
Yeah, no.
I was going to use ClickFunnels as a prime example of why they've done it differently. ClickFunnels basically is almost the perfect mix if you want to create a big business. It's owned by a marketer and a developer. The developer looks after the development of the software, makes sure it pushes it forward, and they've got love them or loathe them. They have a very good marketer behind that software pushing the reasons why you should buy it. So, and it's got a development roadmap. It has evolved, it has moved forward since its first inception and stuff like that. So it's not like the Warrior Forum, but at the same time, there is that perfect balance, and which is why ClickFunnels has actually been inherently very successful, is because they've got the development right to a point and they've got the marketing right to a point. They haven't gone too far the other way, which is a piece of software that's basically created by software developers and then marketed by software developers who are awful at marketing. And they have no idea about user interface and all that kind of stuff. There's got to be that kind of mix.
And the other thing, people go, oh, I hate the monthly subscription model on SaaS companies. It's a good thing. It means that people keep developing it. For example, we're going live on StreamYard. In the last 2 weeks alone, we've had multi-streams. So this is going out live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. We've now got a recording facility. So me and Tim can sit in StreamYard and we can record a show, or we can record something and then distribute it later. Okay, all new, all in the last 2 weeks. Funalytics, constantly being updated. What's that SEO software I've got? Page Optimizer Pro.
Yes.
Constantly being updated. There's so many things. ConvertBox, constantly being updated. Thrivecart, constantly being updated. Okay, so, and those are all done by developers. So I'm really passionate about this. That's why you've probably never seen me promote anything software by a marketer. The only software I really promote is Thrivecart, ConvertBox, and last year I did Convertry, because that was done by Andy Fletcher, who is a software developer stroke marketer. And they just got done another launch this year because the software is still going and it's been developed fully. Okay, there is no shortcut to customer prospect engagement. Graft, exclamation mark. You've got to work at it. You have to really work at engaging with your customers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. And it comes down to like one of the tools that we use on a regular basis is Bonjoro. I think we mentioned it last week as well. But Bonjoro is a video tool that allows you to basically send a personalized video to your customers, and that's exactly what we do. There's every single new customer that we acquire. So even if we're acquiring 30, 40, 50 new customers in a day, we're still sending a personalized Bonjoro video, which is around about 30 to 60 seconds long, to every single one of those people. So we're going, hey, John, just seen your new order come through to your first order come through to Lean Greens. Really appreciate that. If you've got any questions at any point, just contact us at support. And it's like my face like this to them, going, just contact our support team, support@leangreens.co.uk, and we'll help you with any of the any challenges you might have. Doesn't matter what it is, any time of the day, just drop us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks again. That's it. But what it is that one-on-one community and customer engagement. It comes back to like answering every single comment, every single question, every single message that comes through on Facebook or Instagram or DM on Twitter or whatever it might be. It's like engagement. Mark and I created a product a couple of years ago called what was it called again?
Ministry of Engagement.
Ministry of Engagement. Oh, geez whiz. But it's like the idea is that we create stuff that is inherently engaging, and we engage with people one-on-one as well as to masses as well. But it is that engagement is huge.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing I did this week was went back and rewrote my onboarding emails.
Yep.
So just to make sure they're up to date, and yeah, exactly. So engage with people, but you got to work at it. It doesn't come easy. Unboxing experience is more important than ever, and this counts for software as well as physical products. Okay.
Absolutely. It's like I've already we talked about this like literally at the very start of this video, and Mark and I were talking about it before we came on air. It was one of the reasons why we're taking on the fulfillment is because we want to improve that unboxing experience, and that unboxing experience for in today's world is actually more powerful than ever before. If you get a box and it's like a tatty sort of brown box, I don't think I've got anything in here, but a brown box with some gaffer tape wrapped around it, and you open it up and there's just like bits of newspaper or whatever tied around your tub of whatever, it looks rubbish. So what we're trying to do is trying to really enhance that unboxing experience. There's a kid on the web who is making $1 million a year through unboxing videos alone, which is just insane. but it's the reality. It's the reality of 2019, 2020, that people are more than ever, they want, when they buy stuff, when they buy products, they want an experience as much as the value of the and the benefit of the product itself.
Now, the interesting thing is, I've talked before about unboxing videos. I can't see the point of them. However, before I buy anything now, I always go and look for an unboxing video. So you see what comes in the box, which cables you get, and any comments that people say. If you want a good unboxing experience, buy an Apple product. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything from the cheapest, not that anything on Apple is cheap, the cheapest $50, €50, £50 watch strap up to a Mac Pro, right? The unboxing experience is epic. Everything's beautifully laid out. The boxes are really good quality. I've still got every single Apple box in a wardrobe, and they look as pristine as the very first day I got them.
I discovered that there was a, you know, the clear stuff that appears on the front of your mobile phone. They actually did a massive amount of development to increase the, you know, that first bit where you pull and there's a slight bit of resistance it creates that illusion of more luxury, more quality, because it has that little bit of a tug. And they spent ages developing that extra little tug of like resistance to peel the thing off, which is just insane. But it plays into everything that we do. So and it enhances the value that the customer will have of your products. And as Mark says, it's just as important for SaaS products, for, you know, your welcome video, the first interaction that somebody has.
Welcome email. Just even think of your welcome email as an unboxing.
How does somebody
contact may I get you?
But if they log into your, you know, membership site, what's the login experience like? What's the, you know, the account creation experience like? Or that's the equivalent of your unboxing.
Yeah. Next up, look after your top 5% of customers.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, because people will like always say to me, "Oh, well, all customers are important." It's like, well, actually, if I look at my the metrics, again, coming back to what we started with today, the metrics of my business, if I look at the top 5% of the customers, they probably produced about 50% of our revenue, which is just insane when you think about it. Just 5%. And when I look at 5%, I'm looking at, you know, only a couple of hundred people have produced 50% of the revenue for us. So it pays to actually make sure that you can enhance that and look after those guys as much as possible. Because if you can extend and grow that audience much, much more, then, you know, it pays dividends further down the line. They'll stay with you longer. They buy more of your products. They buy more frequently. They recommend you more readily, you know, and all that kind of thing. They become advocates for your business because they are already an advocate because they're buying so much, but they become a stronger advocate. So really, really look after your top 5% of your customers.
Next up,
we're
obviously both doing right this very moment. Use a standing desk.
Use a standing desk. This is an interesting tip that, like, you know, when I wrote it, I was like, maybe that it is important, maybe it isn't. In my office, not the home office, I have a standing desk, and I have used a standing desk probably for about a year and a half, 2 years now. It came off the back of going to visit Mark in Spain. And if you remember a couple of years ago, for those of you who've been watching and listening for long enough, that Mark went through a certain amount of pain with a chiropractor for a wee while because his back's fecked. And like literally in the 2-minute conversation I had with his chiropractor, I made a realization that I needed to make a change about like how I was working, because sitting in front of a laptop is awful for your posture. Now, I'm not too worried about posture. I don't really give a crap, really. But what's actually more important and more interesting is the standing desk allows better blood flow. It means that I actually am way more productive in my day's work because I get more stuff done quicker. I can probably spend about 4 hours standing up and then I'm done. But it means that I get way more done in those 4 hours than if I was sat down for 10. That's the point.
I mean, I've still got my ghetto standing desk at home, which is 2 Ikea tables. You know, these little small tables.
Yeah.
Stacked up, perfect height, absolutely perfect height for working on. And the other thing I've got, which I absolutely love, is I've got this wobbly chair. Well, I've got a stool, and it's literally like someone took a basketball, sliced it in half, and put one end on the top where you sat and one end on the bottom. So it actually rocks. So without even knowing it, when you're perched on it, if you don't fall off it, which I have done a few times, it's actually strengthening your core. So your muscles are constantly working and slightly just to keep yourself stable. So that's a really good thing. Right.
Next. This one's yours.
This is my tip, and I still do it every day. Loop lyric-free music whilst writing. Video game music works well. Yes, Battlefield 1 is excellent. You can go onto any music streaming site and type in Battlefield 1, and it is excellent because games, music, and all video games, the music is designed to do one thing, to have you focused on the game and not distract you. Games music is not distracting, and it's written in a certain cadence and certain notes, a certain form, that it forces you to concentrate on the game. And that's why they have it. So, ergo, if you listen to games music when you're working, you get more productive. And you would not, but if you've never done this before, just try it. You will be surprised at how quickly you work and how focused you are. Yep.
Next one. Write every day. And this is something that it takes a long time to see the benefits of, but it really, literally, like years. It'll take years for you to truly see the benefit. But if you write every single day, whether it's a blog post, whether it's an email, whether it's like copy for your website, literally sit and spend half an hour every day writing a stretch, which is when it comes back to that whole loop. Lyric-free music whilst writing and using a standing desk and all those things, you put all that together and write as well. It means that it expands your creative mind. It makes your writing a lot better. You evolve. You start getting into the language of your ideal customer as well. And it means that everything that you do, everything that you produce, becomes a lot more focused to what you're trying to achieve. So writing copy, writing emails. People say, "Oh, I can't write." Well, start writing. I can't write. Well, start writing.
The best exercise, and this is myself and Andre used to do this when we used to have our burger lunches. You've got to write a story in 50 words, I think. Yeah, a full story in 50 words. And it is brilliant. It really gets you thinking about what you're going to write. So you've only got not 51, not 49, exactly 50 words. And it's got to have a beginning, middle, and an end, and a top, and a hero, and a subject. I think it's called 50-word stories. I will find it and I'll post it somewhere. 55. It's 55. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, 55-word stories, I think it's called. Someone do a search for it. Really try it. It is brilliant for your writing. If you do 3 or 4 of them, and then go and try and write an email, you will write one of the best emails you've ever written. Maybe I should start doing them again. I actually wrote, I don't know if anyone saw it, the email I wrote the other day, I actually wrote in 2 minutes because
I couldn't tell Mark.
Well, especially because I put Mark quotation wrote this email in 2 minutes, Thompson. I was out the door and it sent an email. Right. Read Storybrand by Donald Miller, and also subscribe to his videos.
Yeah. As books go, it's one of the most useful books I've read in the last 12 months. Definitely. Storybrand by Donald Miller. Definitely worthwhile checking out. Next.
Find someone with an audience, but no idea how to monetize it. Oh, yes.
God, we could do a whole hour-long chat about it.
We could do a whole case study on it.
Yeah. The thing, this is interesting. There's plenty of people. Here's the thing. A lot of people in SMO and a lot of internet marketers are great at internet marketing. They're just rubbish at actually creating something that people want to buy. There's lots of people out there who've already got the audience, but no idea how to make money from it. Put the two together, all of a sudden you've got an interesting partnership, an interesting JV deal that you can put together. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago as being a potential.
We actually should do a full show on this.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting. I know this is something that Tim does all the time.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm launching a product on origami chickens with somebody." This somebody's got an audience of 5,000 people who make origami chickens, but the guy hasn't got a product. So
Yeah.
Tim will go, you know what, let's do a product and I'll launch it for you and you sell it.
Yeah.
And just give me 50%.
Exactly, and that's all it needs to be. It's a, you know, we know how to sell stuff. Whether there's marketers, that's our thing, that's our skill, that's where we are most comfortable with. These guys, they're great at community and engaging and building an audience and all that kind of stuff, but they're rubbish at actually selling anything. So sell something, get them to create something to sell and sell it for them. Next one.
Sell premium price product, avoid budget pricing at all costs. I'm actually going to disagree here. I'm having second thoughts about this.
No. Go on, you
Right,
present your case.
Selling stuff at $97, $197 is the way forward. However, if you're in the IM niche, you know, you're going to struggle sometimes. Okay, so this is what I've been talking about recently. We talked about it last week. Like, take your stuff outside of the IM niche, and then you can sell stuff at premium prices all day long. But if you're in the IM niche, like, knock it out at $27, but with a $77 upsell. That's my view.
So I was, Mark and I were discussing something last night, but certain marketers, certain businesses, certain gurus out there, they get you on a phone call for their strategy sessions, and I'm always intrigued by how they try and sell these things. So I generally sign up to them and get on board with them, and yeah, this is the extreme end of the, well, it's not really that extreme, to be honest with you. I thought it was relatively cheap. There's this one particular gentleman who is very famous within the internet marketing world, and we were selling he was selling a 6-week coaching, like a small group training coaching thing. A group of 10 people, like, you get on the call once a week via Zoom with 9 other business owners, and you get basically access to Todd for that 6 weeks, and he walks you through a process for 6 weeks. He's charging $5,000 for 6 weeks coaching. Now, in the last couple of weeks, I've been presented with masterminds that have been, I think one of them was like £35,000 or dollars. I can't remember which one it was. Might have been. It's about the same these days because the pound is rubbish. Yeah, it's amazing how elastic that particular world is. I think that there's room for the very, very expensive. There's kind of room for the cheap and cheerful, but you've got to really know your numbers. I read a quote the other day, which is, it's very easy to sell something cheap. What's more difficult is actually making money from it. And that's the thing you really need to remember with this. Yes, you can sell cheap products and you will sell a bucket load of them, but you've really got to be tight on your numbers, your cost per acquisition, your average order value, your back end costs, and all that kind of stuff. You've got to really have that nailed. And, like, in my opinion, it's just as easy to sell 100 tubs of lean greens at £45 as it is to sell 100 tubs at £15. Which one would I prefer? Simple as that.
I think I was talking to Dave a few years back, and he was pitched $15,000 for a 6 or 8 week coaching program. Right, crazy money.
Yeah, it is mad. It's crazy money, but there's enough people out there who will purchase that because they see the value in it, and that's the point. It's like, as long as you get the targeting right, if you are talking to the right people and you're selling to the right people, ultimately, like, you might be talking to investment bankers, and you're going, well, I can help you with your marketing for your investment banking business. Of $5,000 over 6 weeks is a drop in the ocean. And it's like, yeah, no, absolutely. If I know that you're going to increase my business by 10% in the next 12 months, $5,000, hell yeah, I'll do that every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
I would say if you're going for a single product, aim for $97, $197. Okay, that's aim for it. If you're not confident your pricing, or your market tends to buy lower price products, by all means do 27, 37. but always have the upsell to get it over that $97, because that then means that you've got money to advertise. Because if you're just doing $27, you haven't got money to advertise. You're never going to make a profit. So you're going to need the upsell to make the profit.
Or the upsell being a recurring billing product. That's potentially
Even
another
better.
way to make
Yeah,
it. Yes, that's kind of like the gold standard. If you can do that. So I have a product that we sell, like is £10 a month subscription to a membership site, and it's like, yeah, you know, it doesn't seem like much when the first month that you run it, but like month after month after month after month, it's like it starts adding up and it starts becoming worthwhile.
This is actually next tip. I mean, we're getting down to the last few, mate.
Yeah.
This is my favorite tip that you've ever given. Okay. So I'll let you introduce it. Go on.
Okay. The one simple question to ask, really, this is the only question you need to ask yourself at any point of any time in your business is, what happens next? So like your customers, whether they're consciously or subconsciously doing this anyway, they're always looking for you to lead them. Dan Kennedy once said that people are wandering around with an umbilical cord in their hand looking for somewhere to plug it into. Okay, they're looking to be led. So if you can answer the question, what happens next, in every step of your marketing, at every step of your business, you cannot fail. So basically, say for example, you've got like an ad on Facebook, you've got a question, what happens next? Oh, well, they're going to click the button that sends them to my webpage. Cool. Okay, what happens next? Okay, they land on my website and they look at the copy and they start reading the copy. Okay, what next? What happens next? Oh, I want them to watch the video. Okay, watch the video. What happens once they get to the end of the video? Oh, well, I want them to click the button below the video. So you need to tell them in the video to click that button, so on and so forth. And you keep on following that through all the way. And even to the point of it never ends. Once somebody's bought your product, what happens next? What email are you going to send? What's the next thing that you're going to sell them? And it's like you're always constantly asking that question, what happens next? You cannot fail. And it's a great way of just plugging the holes in your bucket. Because otherwise, if you don't ask the question, what happens next, you'll feed all this traffic in to your bucket and it will just flow straight out the bottom. And like you'll not really capture, maximize what you're trying to do with your business. So yeah, ask that question all the time. What happens next?
Oh, good tip. Next one.
God, Dan Kennedy.
Worst number. Is he still alive?
I think he's still alive. Yeah,
on,
good on Dan, you old boot.
Worst number in business is 1.
Yeah. So basically, for me, the worst number in business is 1. I totally agree with what Dan has always said about this. This means one traffic source. If you've just got one traffic source and that traffic source goes away, you're fecked. If you've got one landing page and that landing page stopped working, you're screwed. If you've got one product that's absolutely crushing it, pointing back to one of the things that we talked about, focus on selling one core product, still make sure you've got a backup. Talking about backups, if you make sure you back up everything. We have 3 backups to our customer list and our prospect list and all sorts of other important assets on our business. We don't have one backup, we have multiple backups. So yeah, worst number in business, 1 employee. If that 1 employee leaves, if you've got your one, I don't know, one bank account, 1 PayPal account, 1 Facebook ads account, if that goes away, you're screwed.
Yeah. We'll just point out at this point, I removed 19 different sales pages from SMO this week. I think that's possibly too many.
Yeah.
So we now have 1 sales page.
There's always an important thing where you've got your control, but you're always testing something new to back up.
19. I was quite embarrassed when I saw that. Right. Consumption will mean people buy from you again and again and again and again.
So basically, this doesn't matter even if you're selling a nutritional supplement, or whether you're selling a SaaS product, or whether you're selling a membership site or a one and done product, info product. If you get the person to fully consume the product, they'll be wanting to come back for more.
Yeah.
They'll keep on buying from you. There's no point if they don't finish the first tub of your protein powder. they're not going to buy a second one. And that for me was like that was the biggest sort of like, that was really like an obvious statement, but it's so important that you understand that consumption is the most important thing in your business. So we work super hard to make sure as many people as possible finish the first tub so that they come back for a second. Simple as that.
Right, we're going to rush through the last 4.
Okay, those that can pay the most to acquire a customer win the game. And it's like,
I actually read something yesterday about this, right? And it was, I think it was said, the vast majority of startups in the United States at the moment are starting up solely to sell out to bigger companies, because they know in the long term they can never ever compete. You will never compete with Google Drive. You will never compete with Uber. You will never compete with anything else. So these guys are starting up basically to be a thorn in the side of the bigger companies, and their end game is to be bought out. So yeah.
And this comes back to, if you've got the money, if you've got the reserves to do it, if you've got the capital available to you to acquire as many customers possible, then go ahead, go do this. The problem we have as internet marketers is like, oh, we're looking for the cheapest clicks, penny clicks. Remember those? Did that ever happen? Who knows? Penny clicks. Who knows?
Back in 2014.
But that's the thing, is like we get so sort of sucked into this idea that we've got to acquire a lead for as little as possible. It's like, well, actually, I'm quite happy if I'm paying 10 quid for a click, as long as that click is like 50% of the time is going to convert, I'm happy. Simple as that. Because I know that if that customer converts, I'm going to make sure that they come back for a second purchase, and that's where we make the revenue from them, so on and so forth. So the challenge is like these the best customers are the most valuable to a lot of businesses. So it costs a lot of money to acquire them, because obviously Facebook and Google and whoever else, basically they ring fence those awesome customers for the people who are willing to pay the most for them. So yeah, it's why some of the big companies generally win, is because they don't necessarily worry about, they just have a big marketing budget of like millions and millions of pounds, and they can just chuck money at it just to acquire more customers. Small businesses like ours, we struggle to compete with that, but we can at least be that thorn in the side, tap away, acquire a few really, really great customers. Which ultimately means that if we own that customer, our business becomes more valuable to the bigger company to be purchased. Yeah. Next one.
Attribution sucks. Your customer will not take the course of action you carefully designed. Their path to purchase is not linear.
Yes. I was talking to Ellie, the person, our full-time member of staff, or now full-time member of staff, about this. And it's like, the customer is not set. It would be, in an ideal internet marketing world, we would have an advert that somebody, like 100 people click on, and those people then go to our website, and then they go and press the buy button, they buy the upsell, then become a subscription, and it's all hunky-dory. Thing is, literally only 1% of people ever do that in the path that you set out. The reality is that somebody clicks the Facebook ad, they bounce from your website because they spent 30 seconds on there, but then decided not to buy, or they got distracted by a cat video or whatever. And it's like, they then go, oh, I remember that, and they just do a search for lean greens, and then they look at LinkedIn because that's where they spend their time, or they look at Twitter to see what our Twitter feed's like and all this kind of stuff. We don't know where they're going to go. And like the problem is like attribution models that are out there to say this person came from Facebook is wrong. It's, they might have clicked the button in the first place from Facebook, but ultimately that's not the reason why they converted. So you've got to address all of the other places where they could potentially hang out, and basically be there in the quality and the quantity that they expect you to be. So that's the attribution. It sucks.
Right. So, well, I'm going to switch the last 2 around, because I want to finish on that other one, because I think that's probably the most important one. Right, this is the one myself and Tim almost argued over. As close as we ever get to arguing, we can't be bothered really. But we're both just too laid back to argue. Don't do conversions to cold traffic.
Do conversions to cold traffic. Honestly,
don't try and do conversions to cold traffic. Go on. We actually compromised.
We compromised. It's like, okay, so
define cold traffic before you try and do conversions to it.
Cold traffic is you know, if I was to go out into the high street of Edinburgh and walk down the street and grabbed 1,000 people, that's cold. That's truly cold traffic to a certain degree. So
it's cold in Edinburgh.
It is cold. So they are literally cold. Cold traffic. You know, but even then, that's actually not purely cold traffic, because you know, a certain subset of that population walking down the high street in Edinburgh, they're actually buyers and prospects because they're looking at products to buy. So it's not a truly cold audience. So basically taking a random selection of the whole entire world and going, give me 1,000 people, random people, that's cold traffic. However, in Facebook, we never really target that way. In Facebook, and Facebook doesn't target that way either. So basically, we can create lookalike audiences. And that's one of the ways that you can do conversion campaigns to cold traffic, because they are actually a better quality of cold traffic than a completely random cold traffic. And you can get some decent results with it. I'm running a campaign at the moment, which is a lookalike audience based upon the lifetime value of our customer audience. So we fed into Facebook all of our customer emails and what their associated lifetime value is. And it's gone, okay, so these are your top 20% of your customers. We're going to find out of like the whole population of the UK of between 0 and 2% lookalike audience, this is the top 20% of that. So it's got even more data to figure out who your best types of customers are. And that's not truly a true cold audience. It's a qualified cold audience.
So yeah, we're sort of on the same page. Basically, just don't advertise to people who have got no idea who you are. Don't advertise something for sale to people who don't know who you are. People who don't know who you are, introduce your brand to them. Get them warmed up that way.
Yep.
Right. The last one. Ready?
Yeah, go on.
Keep it simple. Please, if you only listen to one tip and do one tip, just keep it simple. Start with a landing page and a thank you page and send traffic to that single landing page. Then when you've got people coming to that page and then going to the next step, okay, how can I improve that first step? Okay, I can change this a little bit and get more, and then go to the thank you page. Okay, how can I improve the thank you page? Okay, let's swap that out and put a little upsell there, or let's give them an offer or send them somewhere else. Okay, but start off with the absolute basics and know what you want. Do you want to get a lead or a sale? If you want to get a lead, get a lead. If you want to get a sale, get a sale. Do not do what so many people do. Well, do you know, a lead would be nice and a sale would be nice, so I'll try and get a sale and a lead at the same time. No, you get a lead and you nurture that lead. You get a sale and you nurture that sale. And that's it. Marketing online is the easiest thing ever.
So we've talked about 50 different things in the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and like we've made it look ridiculously complicated. But ultimately, this is a buffet of ideas and a buffet of things. But ultimately, these are the things that we feel are the most important things that you can do with your business. Start with the basics. Start with the one landing page, either capturing a lead or trying to make a sale. The one ad campaign to get things moving and start driving traffic. Why is that ad campaign not working? Okay, let's try the different creatives and have a couple of different creatives, a couple of different targeting options, a couple of different landing pages, and that's when you can start testing them. But keep it simple. Start off with like the absolute bare minimum, and actually create that stuff. And that's where a lot of people kind of like they have this kind of fear of failure, or fear of being found out, caught out, whatever. Oh, well, what if I put my landing page up and there's a spelling mistake on it? It's like, well,
What?
Who cares?
Someone will tell you straight away.
Somebody will tell. Do you know what? I ran a video ad campaign on Facebook for over 6 months, and it had over 750,000 views on it before somebody pointed out I had a word in one of the slides that was left in. I should have deleted it, but I didn't. So the sentence made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Yet 750,000 people watched it, and we earned well over £100,000 worth of sales from it. And it's just like, seriously, how can that many people? The crazy thing is, I noticed it after about a week, and I was like, oh crap, I need to change that, but I don't want to lose the social proof on the ad, so I just left it, and I promptly forgot about it until somebody pointed it out.
If you keep things simple, you can always find what the problems are. You can identify the problems really, really easily. If people are seeing your ad and not going to your page, there's something wrong with your ad. If people are seeing your ad and going to your page but not buying, there's something wrong with your page. If people are seeing your ad, going to your page, buying but not buying again, there's something wrong with your follow-up. By keeping it simple, you can identify your problems much easier. By all means, when you've got something that's working really well and you're happy with it, mess around with it as much as you want. If it gets worse, go back to what you were doing. If it gets better, great. Win-win. And that's it, mate. That's it. Oh, hang on. What's on one of the grandest apartments in Edinburgh, built by... That's not a real name. Cool.
Colton Hill is like, oh, I think I actually know that that particular. There are some really, really nice apartment blocks underneath Colton Hill. Super exclusive, super exclusive. Yeah.
Cool. Right, that's it, guys. We got through 50 something.
So after all that, we're going to take a week off. Yeah. Well, I am anyway.
I'll do something with Dave next week. I'll have a chat with Dave during the week, and I'll let you all know. Right. Thank you for watching.
Always a pleasure.
You will see a lot of these appear as videos over the next few months.
There's a reason why we created did this 50 tips in for our 50th anniversary thing, was because we wanted to create lots of short snippets of ideas that we can post as videos on all the different social media platforms. So you'll see them everywhere now. So you'll see these tips over and over again.
And we'll re-record them. I know Tim mysteriously asked for a copy of the video last week. He's never done that before. I wonder what he's working on. Thanks, Mark. Good to know you enjoyed that. Right, we're heading off. Don't forget, join smo.com, free, and you get our launch jacking that way. And you'll get our launch flat jacking and all our free stuff in there. 5kmethod.com, you want some free affiliate marketing training, he says while he tries to get the banner up. 5kmethod.com, free affiliate marketing training. You can find Tim on leangreens.com, and also Fast Implementation. I don't know if have you got anything on Fast Implementation?
I do. It's basically it's e-commerce, tech and marketing articles. But here's the thing, which I kind of hinted at earlier.
You're in the middle of upgrading. You've been saying that for 3 years.
Well, no. I basically through that will probably end up being the business that we have various e-commerce services woven into it. Anyway, but that's
a good brand name, isn't it? Fast Implementation, fulfillment. See, it's almost as if we planned some of this stuff.
Who'd have thought, eh?
Oh, hang on. I should have exfoliated before we went on. Honestly, this is not really a tip, but things are changing rapidly in the live video sphere. Rapidly.
Get onto live, honestly.
Yeah. Seriously. And people go, oh yeah, but I'll make mistakes. Exactly. It doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. If you record something and then put it out and you made a mistake, right? You've edited it. People go, oh, you made a mistake. Look, we've done 51 of these. How many mistakes have we made? Loads. But you get through it. Honestly, you get through it, and it's expected. So that's it, guys. Great having you here. And here's for another 51 episodes. What would we do for the 100th?
Maybe not 100 tips. I might lose my voice.
Yeah, exactly. See you later, guys. Bye.